her name? Oh, what is her name? Her fucking name is on the fucking cover of the book. Oh my god.
I'm so stupid. Don't mind me. Just dumb out here.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Chella and this is Chella Reads a Bit. Today I'm going to be bringing you my February TBR. In January, I think that it went okay with like everything with work. It kind of like made it a little more difficult because I was a little more stressed, and in order to get to this point I had to work those days. So, but now I'll have more time, and that means that my TBR for February can be a bit longer. Which also, caveat with my TBRs, they're very loose. Like I don't, because I'm a very big mood reader, so I might not be in the mood to read what I have already set out. So mine is very loose. It's more like a suggestion instead of like a set. I have to read these books, but some of them I did want like to have to read. Have to being very loose here, because my whole goal was, I had this goal for 2022 where I ended up purchasing back in 2021 all of the Mortal Instrument books, all of the Dark Artifices and Infernal Devices, and the first book in the, what is it called? The newer one. So I want to read all of Cassandra Clare's books except for the Magnus and Alec books. I don't really care about those, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to read them. They're not, I don't really care. But I do want to read them like one a month or two a month if I'm able to, or at least start one within a month, because I want to read them over the course of 2022. I also have this goal of reading all of my backlist Fairy Loot books from when I first started. So I have a certain number with me, and I'm going to be reading them in the order that I got them, and you know, to get through them. And I wanted to start that in January, but again I was not able to. So that is like my plan for February. It is going to be Valentine's Day on the 14th. I thought I'll try to read some romance books. I don't really have any romance like contemporary romance with me, but like I have some fantasy romance. So I was like, maybe I could do a video of me reading fantasy romances or just romances and my reactions to them, because I'm not a big romance reader, so I'm not very knowledgeable in that genre, and I figured maybe seeing my reactions to them might be funny. But anyways, this is my February TBR, very loose. I'm not gonna like be upset with myself if I don't finish all of them, or if I end up reading something that's outside of it. But I do want to read some romances over February. So the first one that I have on my TBR, and not saying I'm going to read them in any order, but you know, this is just the order I have them, is Radiance by Grace Draven. I remember hearing this a lot from Riley Marie. I got this like a long time ago, never read it, but I know it's like a fantasy romance about a girl who is like, her whole purpose is this strategic marriage with the prince of this place, and he is engaged to be married to this girl. He is not human, she is human, so to him she is ugly, but it's like their meeting and them, I believe, like, you know, who knows, maybe falling in love, and how different they are. So I'm kind of, I can't really remember everything that this book is about, but it sounded good when she was talking about it, and I did get it. So, you know, February romance, figured I would try it. And I think my sister read it, but Riley really enjoyed it, and I really enjoy watching Riley's videos, and I think sometimes I feel like I would enjoy the things that she does. Maybe not everything, but I'm excited to try it. Then the next book is one that a lot of people have been talking about, and that's Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. So again, I've been hearing a lot about this book, and so I was like, okay, I got it at the bookstore that I worked at, and I'm like, okay, well, I get a discount, so I might as well just get it. And the things that I've heard about it, I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily like it, but I want to try it because it's been so hyped. I did see that Jess Owens tried to read it, but she didn't, I think it was Jess, don't quote me on that, and that she didn't really jive with it because it's of certain aspects of it, but she wants to continue. I'm really nervous. All I know about it is that it's these women are abducted by aliens, and then the ship kind of breaks down, I think, and then they end up stranded on this ice planet. And the main character of this book is like kind of the leader, like the unofficial leader is what it says on the back. And that it's her trying to find a way to find help and like help her people survive. So, and then like obviously these blue aliens, you know, come into it, and there's, you know, steaminess and everything. So I'm excited to read it, but I'm very nervous because this is not my genre, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna struggle. I'm excited to see how this pans out, because, you know, I'm not much of a romance reader, and I sure as heck I've never read anything about a woman ending up with a blue alien. So who knows? Maybe this one hit the spot that I didn't know I had. Then I know this one is very hyped, and I know a lot of people either love it, hate it, or in the middle, I don't know. But my sister was getting rid of it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll see what the hype is about. Maybe see if I like it. Just give it a try. And that is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So I have heard people rant about this book. I've heard people
rave about this porn.
This book. I know Elias, he hated it. I know a lot of people hated it, but it was funny watching him talk about it, and I'm like, you know what, I want to see what's so horrible about it, because even though a lot of the time these videos are spoilery, I'm like, you know what, I want to give it a go. Maybe, just maybe, we'll agree, but maybe we'll disagree. But I'm like, I want to know what it is about it. So all I know about this one is it's about Poppy, and she has a bodyguard. She's a chosen from birth for something, and then, you know, her world is turned upside down because, you know, things come out probably. I really don't know much about it. I haven't read it. I barely understand the synopsis for this. She like is a maiden, so she can't be seen, she can't be touched, and this is how she lives her life. It's very solitary, like it says on the back. She is waiting to be for this ascension, and it's a lot of like about this religion, and then she finds out things probably, and things happen, and romance probably ensues, and that is the stupidest way I could have explained that, but I don't really know much, even from watching those videos. But I'm interested to see what makes people like it and what makes people dislike it, and I'm hoping maybe I'll have a good time and not want to rip my hair out. The next one, which is not a romance, I think I only have these 3 romances, so I think this is like the only romance ones I'm gonna have on this list. But the next book I'm going to be trying to read in February is This Poison Heart by Caitlin Bayron. I read Cinderella's Dead last year, and it was pretty good. It was like a 3 stars. I enjoyed it. It was fun while I was reading it. It's very interesting. It was a different take on the whole Cinderella thing. But I wanted to try another book from her, and I saw that this was coming out, so I got it. I'm in love with this cover. It's so beautiful. And all I know about it is that it's about this girl, I think her name is Briseis, and she has this gift where she can just touch plants, and it blooms and grows. So her aunt ends up dying, and she's given the estate, and so she goes to live there in, I think, rural New York. And I believe that a lot of sinister things are happening, and like there's this like mystery of what is going, like she's given instructions, and there's a secret garden, and like a lot of like finding out what is going on, what is this like hidden stuff within this estate, and she's trying to figure out why she has this she suddenly has this inheritance. So it seems interesting. I think the concept of her being able to touch plants and them grow, I think that's so interesting. And this cover is beautiful, and I just want to give this author another chance. Like, I didn't hate her other book, but it wasn't my favorite, but I feel like maybe this will. The only thing is that I'm not much of a contemporary person, and even with fantasy or paranormal aspects, like Sookie Stackhouse is obviously in our world, I'm not, it's kind of hard for me sometimes to read that because I'm not much of a contemporary person, but I'm hoping that this will not steer me wrong because it's so beautiful. Such a beautiful book, and it seems like such an interesting premise. And I'm sorry if I make no sense in these videos because I don't know anything about them until I read them, but it just, I really want to know what happens, and I figured that this is the time to do it since I have time and I have a lot of books to get through in my TBR that's here and back at my parents' house. But this I wanted to get to this month. So that's going to be another one that I'm going to try to read this month. Like I was saying earlier, I wanted to read a Shadowhunter book either every month or two every month, or when I can get to them. I wanted to get through all of them and be up to date to where it is like her most recent one is, minus those Magnus and Alec books. And I don't know about the short stories. I don't know, do I have to read the short stories like the Magnus ones, or like the Shadowhunter Academy? Do I have to read those? We'll find out. But the next book is City of Bones. And with this one, it actually is a reread. I have read this before. My mom loves this series. Like, she read all of the Mortal Instrument books. I did get her the Infernal Devices like years ago, and she read the first two. She never got to the last one. She's a very busy lady, you know. She loves the Mortal Instruments, and so I read the first one. I didn't really care for it. I didn't understand her love for it, but I just wanna try. I wanna immerse myself in this world and really see what it is, like what makes people enjoy it. So I did read this one before, so this is gonna be a reread. I didn't want to just start from the second one because I don't remember a thing about this one. I don't remember everything. I just know one aspect, and it's like the weirdest aspect of this book. But I know it's about Clary, who she ends up going to a club, and then she witnesses this murder by these three teenagers, which already in and of itself is weird. And so she ends up being sucked into this world of like the shadow hunters, and they're wondering why she can see them and everything. It's just her learning about this world that she didn't know about, and about shadow hunters and everything, and everything like that. I feel like a lot of people should know what this is about, and I suck at explaining it. But I remember when I first read it, I did not care for Clary. I didn't like that little twist at the end. But I did like Alec and Alec's sister. So I figured I just wanted to read them and see how I get along with the rest of the series and the other parts, like the Infernal Devices, the Dark Artifices. So this is where I'm gonna start, and hopefully maybe this time around I won't hate it as much. But this is another one I want to try to get to. Next one is, I have a sticky note to show me what was the first one I got in Fairy Loot, but this is my first Fairy Loot that I ever got, which is The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. So like I said, I want to try to read all my backlist Fairy Loots, and I want to do them in order. And so this was the first one, and I remember getting this and I was so excited. And the original cover was in red, and I hate the color red. I'm sorry if you love red, it's just not I hate that color. It's just something about it I just hate. And then I thought it was so perfect. My first book is all it has purple, which is my favorite color, and so I was like, this is a sign. Me and Fairy Loot are gonna get along. I know that this is about a girl who killed her first love. And then she wants to kill the Shadow King. She wants to marry him, kill him, and then take his throne. For reasons I don't really know if I understand, just reading the synopsis and the flap, But she finds out that a lot of people are trying to kill him, so she has to try to keep him alive in order to be the one to kill him, to take his to take his throne, because she thinks that she's owed that, and that she is meant to have this power. I'm excited to read it because it's the first Fairy Loot book I ever got, but I'm not really sure if I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm hoping to. I've never read anything by Trisha Levenseller. I know that she wrote Daughter of the Pirate King and the sequel to that. I've never read it. Don't really think I ever will, but I'm kind of excited to read this, especially since it's purple, you know. Love me some purple. And it seems different than something I've ever read. So I'm excited. And it starts me out on reading my backlist Fairy Loot. I did end up reading one Fairy Loot book last year, which was The Master of One. I didn't think I was gonna like it. My reasoning for that is kind of stupid, I know, don't judge me, but it was because it was red. Like, the sprayed edges were red, and, you know, like I just said, I don't like the color red. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to get through this, because I wanted to read what I wasn't really excited for first, and now I'm just going to read them in order. But, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to read this one first, since I don't think I'm going to like it. And I ended up actually kind of enjoying it. It was really interesting. Like, it took me by surprise. Like, I thought I wasn't going to be able to get through certain aspects of it because it's in multiple perspectives. And so I was like, okay, maybe I'm not going to like this. But then I was reading and I'm like, I'm actually finding that I'm enjoying my time reading and wanting to keep going because I want to know what's happening and what's going to happen. And I'm actually looking forward to the next book. I don't even know when it's going to come out and what it's called, but I am looking forward to it. And I apologize if I talk really fast. That tends to happen a lot. But yeah, I'm excited to try this one. Maybe I'll like it. I did try these Violent Delights, and we know that ended up one of my worst books of 2021. So let's hope that doesn't happen again with this one, or any of the rest of the Fairy Loot, because I love Fairy Loot, and I want to love everything that they give me. So let's hope that this ends up being that. So technically these are what I want to try to read in February. There is a book that I've had on my TBR since November that I've been in the middle of, but it's not like a big priority or something that I have to finish. So it's not really part of the TBR, but it is something that I've had rolling over since November of 2021. And that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So I am in the, not even that far into, I'm saying in the middle, but that is not fucking true. I'm only on page 41. And I was tabbing it and annotating it. And I was enjoying it. I'm not disliking it. I was enjoying it. I mean, I'm only 41 pages in. So I don't really have too much to say, but I was enjoying it. It's interesting. Me and B.E. Schwab do have a rocky relationship, because I did try her Darker Shade of Magic series and I did not like it. I did not care for it. I'm sorry, I'm not part of the group that enjoys those books. I tried, and I am not part of the group that likes Delilah Bard. I think she is insufferable. I do not care for her character. You can go into a whole essay about why Delilah Bard is a good character, and I don't care. I don't like her. You can like her. Good for you. She just was insufferable. I didn't finish that series. I read the first two, and that was it. I didn't read the third. I got rid of it. I decided this sounded interesting. This sounded like a very interesting premise. Girl, what is her name? Oh, what is her name? Her fucking name is on the fucking cover of the book. Oh my god.
I'm so stupid. Don't mind me. Just dumb out here.
This is about Addie LaRue, who is originally from 1714 France. So her parents set up this engagement for her, and she does not want to go through with it. She doesn't want anything to do with being married off. So she ends up making a deal with a devil. So she's given the ability to live forever, but the caveat is that no one, once someone leaves her presence, they don't remember that she exists, and that she can't leave her mark on the world, which means she can't write, she can't do anything. Which sounds like a sad life. So this is about her, and then you find out just in the synopsis is that one day she goes to this bookstore and someone remembers her. They remember her being there. And it goes from, it's all about that. So it's dual timeline, which goes back to 1714 France, and then her in New York. It was good so far. I'm interested to see where it goes. I haven't gotten to the part where someone remembers her yet, but the writing is pretty interesting, and I think there's a lot of good quotable moments. Like, the writing is pretty well done. So I'm excited to see what happens, and I know a lot of people enjoyed it. I know even Jess Owens, who also had problems with V. Schwab, she really enjoyed this book, so I'm excited to see if I do. I'm looking forward to continuing, but it's not a big priority, and it's not necessarily a part of the TBR. I just wanted to make it known that this is a thing that I've started and might dabble in, and maybe finish it this month, who knows, but it exists on my TBR for who knows how long, but it exists. So that is all the books that I have right now on my TBR. Again, it's very loose. It's more of a suggestion for me since I'm such a mood reader. I don't want to like bog myself down with saying I have to finish something. I would really like to do the Mortal Instruments and my Fairy Loot, and I do really want to read those romances. And I do want to maybe try to make a video out of reading those romances. Who knows? Hopefully I do read more, especially since now I have more time. Even though it feels like I don't ever have time, but now I don't have to go to work. I have time to just do things that I enjoy, and reading is something that I really enjoy, and I'm done with those fucking Stackhouse novels. So now I don't have to worry about that. So I'm really looking forward to reading these books. I hope you liked this video, and I would love it if you liked and subscribed. Hopefully, as time goes on, I get better at the TBRs. These are what I plan on trying to read in February. Hopefully, I can try to get these romances into a video. If not, I'll just let you guys know how I feel about them in my next wrap-up. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!